So that's a Ridgeline. As you all know, a Ridgeline is a dual cab, short little box. Just over 5 feet of bed space. That becomes a bit of a problem when you want to take, well, the 10-foot's doable. 13-foot kayak, that's a bit of a trouble. So I decided that it was time to buy a bed extender. This is the T-bar that goes off of your trailer hitch. This one's by Towing Master. Got it from Princess Auto. They had it on sale at the time. $10 off, knocked it down to $50. Showed up in 2 days by Pure Later. And yes, I'm in Ontario, Canada. So this is a bit of an unboxing, an initial impression of the bed extender from Towing Master. It is the cheaper variety. There are versions out there that are upwards of $170 and over $200. There are some slight differences. If you notice this T-bar is absolutely straight right along here. There are some reports that if you're on an incline, that can actually bottom out. So some of the more expensive ones are hinged with a pin here or angled, and they come up on another 20 degrees or so, knocking a little bit of this corner off so that you have a little more access if you have a ramp to your driveway or you're in very hilly terrain when you're using it. We'll see how it goes. I've got a bit of a ramp in my driveway, and I've hit trailer hitches that are 6-inch drops before, so we'll see how it goes. I also expect that the paint quality on this cheaper version will be suspect, but I'm not above putting a coat of Chemclad on it and making that work. So that's what you get in the box. Instructions. Basically, as you can tell me, it has a rating capacity of 350 pounds, and don't do anything stupid with it. You end up with one pin, so hopefully you own the pin that goes into your receiver, because this is the pin that locks the T-bar to the extension. It's pretty simple, 2 pieces. Now obviously you can put the T-bar on the short end, or you can put the T-bar on the tall end, having it sticking out roughly a foot, but now you can have something that is as tall as your roof. And if you have rails on your roof, then you can have your item, kayak or canoe in this case, kayak, going off the top rail of your cab and then extending over your bed and onto the T-bar. I won't be using it like that because my truck does not have any kind of rails on the roof. And like I said, you got intended use. Store it when it's not in use in a secure place away from children. Operating safety: carrying any load can be hazardous. Tie it down. Rack use and care: don't overfill it. It does have a capacity of 350 pounds. Don't let children play around with the rack. It's not a toy. Store in a dry, secure place. Assembly. Come on, if you can't figure this out, you shouldn't be driving a car. And there's the other option I was talking about, how you can make it taller and then carry something on your roof and have it extend out onto this. As you can see, it fits in like any other tongue that goes into your receiver, and the pins go right through. There is a single hole on this vertical extension. The adjustability is in these 5 holes spaced roughly 2 inches apart. It does come with 1 reflector. order to figure out where to adjust the pin to for level, I just took my kayak paddle, stuck it out the back of the truck, and made it come up. That's level. Enough for me. With the tailgate down, this truck bed is just shy of 7 feet, which means on my 10-footer I'd have 3 feet of kayak sticking out. I'm right at the 10-foot mark with the bed extender on the truck, which means I'll still have 3 feet of kayak. Which is roughly where I'm standing now, sticking out. There's nothing that's going to indicate to a car coming from the side that there's, at night, that there's something here. So I'm going to put reflectors, orange ones there, yellow, and some kind of red on the edges of the T-bars. I bought these rhino racks because you can do pool noodles, but that bar is over 2 inches thick. You're going to be cutting your pool noodles and strapping them down with some kind of zip tie. I'm just going to take these old rhino racks. They're a little thicker, a little more durable. Unfortunately, it came off of something that had a 1-inch bar, so that Velcro will not work on something that is 2.5 by 2.5. So it's going to get zip tied too. Okay, so I put orange reflectors on the ends. What might work out better, these lights are the same ones that the tow trucks use to stick on your car when they're towing it. They're magnetically pretty strong, attached to the bar. And then when I tied the pads down with zip ties, that is also tied in the electrical. So it's going nowhere. It's rather permanent, but it's going nowhere. I do have about 8 feet of extra wire here that I bundled up and just duct taped, wrapped it around as well, so it's not going anywhere. The reason I want to keep it is you never know where your wear points are. So I ran it through a tube that I've used to tie down. I don't know if it's necessary, but it keeps friction from cutting through the wire. And now, if I need to splice something, I've got 8 feet of wire that I can just splice back into, whether it be the female end that dies or my connection or wear through due to friction. Either way, I should have it covered. So, there you have it. 13-foot kayak sticking out of the back of a Honda Ridgeline. I'll probably be hanging a red flag off of the end of this rudder as well, simply because that's the part that people aren't going to be looking at. That'll go right up on somebody's hood. There I'm at the bottom end of the driveway. It's getting close. We're at about 2 inches of clearance. But it's clearing. And as promised, the 10-foot Malibu doesn't need the rack. cooler in there. There's some other luggage, and it'll work just fine. And that's it for an unboxing, installation, and modification of the Towmaster bed extender. Thanks for watching.